Okay, so I was going to follow this guide. So the first thing that I need to do is do an npm install on the project. So npm install, save the @Angular material with my @Angular. Oh, nope. All right. Start by doing ng @Angular material. Oh, yeah. Good call. Okay, we're installing the packages now. Automate some stuff for you. The code. Getting started guide could be rewritten a bit. Okay. Choose a pre-built theme or custom for a custom theme. No, pick theme now. So choose no, pick theme now. What does that mean? Not custom. Just pick one. Just pick whichever color I like. All right. I'm going to use purple and green. Set up a hammer.js for gesture recognition. A hammer.js gesture recognition. That's got to be for like a handheld device, right? Hammer.js touch gestures to your web app. So, sure. Yeah, we want browser animations. I'm assuming yes. Let's see what that is. What's a browser animation for Angular? Okay. Importing Angular animations, animating a simple transition from open to closed. Doesn't seem too challenging. This is done within the component animations. Okay. Okay. I want that as well. Okay. And we're good to go. Okay, so I need to look at the guide here. So the next thing is once the animations packages is configured, I need to install browser animations in my ng module. So that's an app module. In imports, it brought in browser animation module. Okay, that looks fine. And browser animation, that looks fine. Next, I need to import the component model for each component I want to use. No, wait, it's already there, as you see. Yeah, so we're good there. So import the current module. It says alternatively, I can create a separate class and put all my Angular components in that, and then include the module wherever I'd like to include the components. Make a file called material module ts, okay? Put it in the same folder as app module, yep. Which is at the root. Yeah, this looks old. There's no MRNG module, right? Oh no, there is. I think it's this code. Thank you, by the way, for the help here. Lovely. So this is going to bring in everything, eh? Cool. Interesting. That's interesting. Okay. That's awesome. Okay. So I'm assuming I import that now into my app component or something, right? It says including a theme is required to apply all of the core themes to your app. You put this in your styles.css. Import indigo pink. Okay, just like, so I was right there in the app module, import it into the app, which is the what's the name of it? Material module. Okay. Check Angular JSON first. Don't let me expose anything that I shouldn't, all right? One thing was also in the style CSS was that I see I got Bootstrap CSS in here. It looks like I'm going to want to get rid of that. Yeah, it's just part of the styles file. So I should be able to do it like this. Like that. I can just comment this out. And I wanted purple green. I'm assuming you mean now add these classes to your body. No worries. I got you. So that's an app here. I'm assuming that this is the base level. Thank you. Boom. There we go. Thank you. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Okay. Is that pretty much it? If you want to use Mat icon component with official design materials, load the font icon in your index.html. I just saw that. That was already there. Here. Then there's a system.js, but otherwise I should be good to go, right? All I need to do is just start the app up. Well, it looks like I'm going to need to do some changes here on my app component where I have buttons. You're saying that here for this cancel button. Okay, let me write that down here. Example usage. Okay. Got it. Mat raised, we'll make it a material button. It can be applied to A's and B's. Okay, easy enough. Are there any other styling areas that I need to put it, or am I pretty much good to go now? So we'll do a ng serve open. Oh, well, these are beautiful. What about data tables? Am I supposed to be using data tables still? Index TS is not a module in my shared YouTube index. So I don't know how to fix this. I've been getting this problem for a long time. It's not picking up types.youtube. Awesome, a table component overview. Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking for. What do you mean by empty import? You should not import types. What do I do with this? Should be in with the ts config file. Is that safe to show on screen? Sure looks like it. Okay, so what do I put in here? Type roots. Add that one for YouTube in here. Like that. But if I don't have it, it breaks. Cannot find namespace YouTube. But now it's loading. So man, does that look different. Let me change out in my app material module, no, in my styles, CSS. Get rid of this stuff. Okay, just a second. Can you show me where it's used? I will test it quickly. Yeah, if you look in the YouTube interface, is where I have it. And it's used in the YT component. Here. But now it errors and says it can't find the type, YT. Modify the buttons and see if it works. Well, why is the background so ugly and the coloring and everything? Why does it look so awful? Not awful. It's the background color for the color theme you picked. Well, that's an awful color theme. Let me pick a color theme here. Angular themes material. Doesn't apply anything unless I tell it to. Isn't there like free ones? Oh God. So how does this work? Let me see, I have this link here. No, not this one. I should have a folder. Desktop called introduction. That's not what I'm looking for. Click team, no. Angular NG or X, no. Where was that? He sent me a link to material. Try one of the others. Okay. In the styles, we each are going to choose a indigo pink. Well, that looks better already. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. This looks very nice. Okay. Okay, I'll change a button now. So, we'll do this under the room. Oh, well, the first one's under HTML here. I have a button here, and I want to do a matte raised button. And there it is. That's a beautiful looking button. What do I do for link? Wow, that's really nice actually. What do I do for links? Oh, you said it works on A's as well. Wow. All right. What about the text? Is there something I can do to make the text look a little bit more fancy? This is amazingly simple. Second. Try the different forms is the suggestion. And these ones are coming off of that page that you sent me with the Angular buttons, right? Just looking for it here, just a second. I have so many windows open, it's killing me. Here we go. This is the one I'm looking for. So we can look at these buttons, and from this we can choose a primary or an accent. So the primary should be interesting. Okay. We have flat ones. The flat ones look nice too. Matte button wrapper. Well, does it just want me to get the link here? No, that's fine. There we go. Okay. So let's change it to be a primary one for login, logout. Easy enough. Okay, good. We also want to hide these things if we're not logged in. Can I do anything with titles and text to make it better? Death by code, I don't have that running unfortunately right now. So, do you have a YouTube NPM package added other than the type definitions? I'm pretty sure I do. I'm using Angular, I have a component here. How should I do it with text? Thank you. So in the logout, we'll change this to be with a button color of primary. And then in the pixels for rooms, under the HTML. This should be a component, but I'll leave it for now. And right here, this one, we want to add it. Like that. And this is accent. Sorry, I don't have that running right now, Death by Code. So let's look at the typography. Where did my other components go? Oh, they're just down here. Because I lost Bootstrap. So I lost Bootstrap. What do I use for placement, if not Bootstrap, for making it responsive? So, large one-off header usually at the top of the page, so that's display 4. So that's in my app component here called title. We called it display 4. That didn't take. I'm doing great. How are you doing today? Welcome back. You can either continue to use Bootstrap, because Angular material is agnostic. Okay. That makes sense. So when I use these typography pieces, I have to put it into I have to use the CSS class on it, right? Applies no styles here. Applying the matte typography, add styles for everything. So I need to add a class here called matte typography. Now it should let me change that here. Thanks for doing a great stream, by the way. No problem. Thank you for being a great supporter. I use this for layouts, Angular Flex layout. Interesting. Okay. Let me save that. That's a big difference. You can give me a hand here with the typography stuff. I've added in here this class called matte typography. And I'm expecting that this thing will just work off the cuff with my title and everything, but I don't think it will. Well, I think it's actually styling now. You don't need that class, you've already added it to the body. So it should just be natively styled, right? Or do I have to specify the CSS classes directly? Hey there, Dark Set Print. How are you doing? Welcome to the channel. If you have any questions what I'm working on, please don't hesitate to put them into the chat. No, it will never style on its own. You must specify the CSS class. Okay. See, that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to cheat. Like that. Well, that's already very much different. Can I make that a little smaller here with a 3? What about fonts? You use Google Fonts, something like that? That's better. Why do I have all this gap? Hey there, Gandhi RAC. Welcome to the channel. How are you doing? If you have any questions what I'm working on, don't hesitate to put them into the chat. I think that my typography on body actually renders all tags. Hey there, Gandhi RAC. Welcome. How are you doing today? So, how come in my nav bar I'm getting all of this space? If I look at the next section in here, maybe if I change this to be smaller, it'll modify it again. It's just not changing the spacing. So what if we just did a matte H1 and then a matte H1, just matte headline. Wait, matte font length fam. Okay, seems pretty straightforward. Okay, see you in a second. This seems pretty straightforward. So, okay, I need to put this in a table here. Could definitely move my logout button here to be here. I guess we'll put it at the end of the nav bar. Then this one, we can change this to be a, where's my typography? So many windows. Where is it? Typography. You could use the toolbar. So, what do you mean? I gotta delete that one here. Let's get rid of this. How come I don't have that song here in the playlist if it's playing? Okay, that's interesting. So, where you're getting your DQing a song, you have a DQ next song where you're getting it here from the playlist. Okay, so this is why. We're including songs playlist here. I don't want to do that. I want to do a var songs playlists equals await my context of songs playlists dot where my s dot playlist id is equal to playlist dot id, and it is s dot active dot to list asynchronous. And then for each var song in songs playlist, and you want to do a order by play count. And you want to do a first or default. Asynchronous. Then here, this is going to be a songs playlists, include song, include the playlist of your song playlist. So this is a song playlist entity, and then you're going to save it. So that should fix it. And I see your package.json to see what package you have there. Is there anything for YouTube? Sure. I got types for YouTube and Angular X YouTube. This Open DJ Radio Hub was not using a that's interesting. That could be why when I tried to inject my context it wasn't working, because you were injecting the wrong one. We'll rebuild it. Looks good. Give it a run. Back soon, putting kid to bed. All right, no worries. We'll have a login. Could fix my toolbar here. So Form controls, toolbar. Do you have an example? Custom toolbar, second line and a third line. Right, align text, matte toolbar. So let me try that out here. We'll open the front end. And here we're going to change this. So instead of this, we have a matte toolbar, which has a matte toolbar row in it, and then a span, which I'm going to put my first row, second row, third row, so like this. Okay, no more nav. And then we need to add these spans onto it. Which is a span. Okay. What's wrong here? No, nothing's wrong. Okay, we can take a look at it now. Not seeing it. Hey there, Snipe 2G. Thank you for that cheer. Have you heard of Call Me Carson? You should sub. I don't know who that is. How are you doing, Snipe 2G? Welcome to the channel. Zachariah was seen. Thank you for that follow. Appreciate it. How are you doing today? I'm a little irritated right now, but I can't get the toolbar here. Okay, so hold on here. So if I did a color equals primary, check that. All right, so we do in fact have a toolbar, but it's not telling it where to place it. We should place it, I think, on the left. Snipe dear. Snipe 2G, hey. Say hi to my Russian friend Sugme. Привет. How are you doing today? Welcome to the channel. So it says this can be, the toolbar does not give any positioning. A common pattern is to position a title on the left with some action on the right. This can be done with a display flex. So this is the hello. Angular Flex is a CSS, uses a media query. It's a responsive, flex display, inline flex. API documentation. Flex row, flex column. This was telling me what I should do is make a class in here underneath the title. So right here, it just says to try this. We're going to add a span in here. And then I'll add another span in here. And in my CSS, I want to add just one little piece. This. Let's reload it. Now we've got this toolbar flexed with some right aligned and left aligned text in the toolbar. Let me come out of the toolbar and try it here. You can have this in a different row, right? I don't see where it's filling the remaining space at all. That's okay though, so we can get rid of this primary. So let's change the buttons on that. So this is what I was looking for. This content, Angular content for a collapsible side. Basic sidebar. Well, this is very interesting how much they give me for this to work. I don't need all of this, so. Mat sidebar container, content. So let's go ahead and do this. If we change this thing, so instead of being the toolbar, I make it a mat side nav container with a mat side nav. We're going to say this is start. And then a mat side nav content called main. Okay. Wow, I don't understand at all what this is trying to tell me. And all the examples are through this. It's really annoying how you have to look at the examples. Side nav with open and close behavior. Easy enough. So I'm going to look at this one over here, and we're going to do this as a mat side nav container. Then you have a mat side nav, and then you can do a side nav mode equals side. We can have something here called opened equals opened. We could have a couple of IDs here, or events if we wanted. No, that's an event. Okay. So this is just for my content. So we're going to say this is my sidebar content. And then we have another one, which is a mat side nav content. And I'll put all of this at the bottom of it here. And then I can add all of these links into my content. Mat side nav container, there's no provider for side nav container. A little confused as to why this isn't working. Can't find mat side navigator. Okay, so if I look inside of my material module, you have a side nav module, which is right here. Is it because this container needs to end down here? So it goes mat side nev container, mat side nev. And then we end it. And then another content. Just everything on the other side. And then we break out of the container here. Okay. One quick question. How did you make the sync of the video? What do you mean the sync of the video? Like, how do I get it between sessions so that it will sync up with where you're at? Still not getting a side nav here, but at least it's not displaying now. So maybe I can do a I'm going to add this one checkbox on here, right here, called side nav opened, and I'll add a bool on here called side nav, just called opened, which is a boolean. Just a little cleanup in here. Implements on init on destroy. Interesting that it caught that. It's a big catch. Okay, so back over here. It says opened is not made, but I added it here. Welcome back, Sandra. Good to have you with us. And then that should be fine. And then here on this one, you want to say opened is equal to opened. Okay, now we have it a side nav, but I want it to be vertical. I don't want it to be horizontal. Of course, you could do it with the binding. I'll show you what controls to use in the menu. Okay, that sounds great. Mat list. Okay, so it's in here, and then each one of these needs to be a mat list item. Beautiful. Wow, that's so much nicer. Why remove the A's? Not sure I'm following what you're saying. The first thing I'll do is remove the A's. Put the router on the mat list item. So just router link. Not sure I'm following. Clear the buttons. So what are these then? If they're not A's, what are they? Oh, I see what you're saying. Clear that. Clear these things out. Easy enough. Well, that looks very nice now. Now the content is only going as far as this is, so how do I fix that? Put on some icons, okay. So you're saying on these things add a mat icon, mat list icon. Oh, separate element. like that. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Okay. I understand now. Here you go. See? Alright, so we need to get this. He said that the icons are here. Loving it. So we want to get one for home. And we want to get one here for rooms. One for playlist. Called Playlist Play. This one, we should make this a radio. Currencies. Which we don't care, we need just something for that. I should have that. You like attach money? Yeah, but I don't want it to be like that. I want it to be like softer. You know what I mean? Like, we'll use this library music. Because that's actually not exposed to users. I only have it now. We have a count. Which is a count box. And then we have a cart here. Which is called a shopping cart. Okay, let's go ahead and reload it. That looks very nice now. Now, how am I going to get it so when I click on these other elements that it loads in the correct area and not offset? It's like drawing this in a different place. It only looks good at home. Put a class on the container of Because definitely I want it to like stay over to the right, and I want this to stay down. And I'm going to move my logout button to be one of these. So this is a mat list item, no button, like that. And this is not a mat list item. And then we want to add in this here for a logout. There is no button tag, I don't see it. Okay, we're going to change this one to be a logout. And we'll do this as a exit to app. Put a class on the container on the side nav container. Okay, let me see that. Just a second. Cool. We got logout here. Login looks nice. We kind of want this always to be opened. But I'll leave it as an option for now. So he's saying that, or she's saying, sorry, not sure, mat side nav container class. On the side nav container, class equals side nav full. And then make a class in here, which is called side nav full, and we just want to do a I'm a man. Cool. Okay. Don't bind it. Just make it simply opened. Where do I do that? I don't see it. It's bound to opened here. Just yeah, but it's bound right now to my form. So I just have opened. Gotcha. Okay. I'll leave it still like this for now. And in this side nav one, we want it to do a height of 100%. Well, that's not happy with me. It's starting to. Let me leave the side nav always open. Thank you for the help, by the way, with this. Okay, so Now, because it's not collapsing it, it's in the right place. He says the problem is the parent element. Just make it a solid height, you're saying? That's a little interesting why that worked. That's why FlexGrid is awesome. Okay. I was playing around. I was looking at FlexGrid. I haven't used it yet. So this is already starting to look pretty good. This should be in a grid. And then, so what about with like a table? If I wanted to have like, because I have these messages here. Oh, it's not showing the whole page. The container is, well, it doesn't want to do the container of 100%. So where are you saying to add some padding? You'd have to make all parent divs 100% as well, and the body. So this one and this one, you're saying? You have 3 divs here. He codes too much, says it looks 100,000 times % better. Doesn't work making one of them 100%. And then the other thing I wanted to ask you about, so padding definitely would be nice, and then definitely I need to make a component that is like a data table that has a height. Okay, I'm into this. Flexbox is built right into CSS, right? It's not something else I have to add in. So properties for the parent for the container, that would be this stuff, right? Well, I need yeah, I get it. But what I'm not understanding is how this is going to work with the show me the index HTML and I'll fix it. Okay. In the meantime, while we wait, we can look at the component. We can get rid of the checkbox, and the is opened. When we look at home, we have request song, which we want to have as a it's on my room HTML. I'm going to open this one up as the guide. So here we have a button, which is my add the room currency. This we need to put into a table. And then here we have the app player with some Bootstrap, which we can get rid of the Bootstrap. Okay, so we have the app player, we have request song here, which needs to have this as a primary. There's no more Bootstrap on this. For this input, don't I need to have some kind of something on it for an input? Let's see, Angular. Angular material text box, input box. Okay, we have something here called a mat input. So if we look at an example, okay, it's doing it as these mat form fields. So we want to do a mat form field class equals whatever. I don't care what that is for now. And then I want to do a input mat input where we did this stuff. And then we look at it again. Where'd it go? Too many windows. Here we go. Mat form field appearance equals outline. Well, that looks really nice though. The button doesn't look good. Yeah, that looks great. Okay. Is this automatically applying my typography settings for the text? So if I look here for the tables, it's a mat table. So table, mat, table. We can get rid of that and that one. And then that's just telling me to pass the whole object. So hold on here. You're telling me that I can comment this table out. Let me move this over to a notepad. And instead do a table mat table data source equals song search results. So that doesn't seem to work. So we'll just put this back in, and then here we need to define some stuff, which is going to be a oh man, this is different. ng container I gotta look at an example here of this. Basic usage sounds good. Okay, so we have this mat table. We're passing in something here called data source. Okay, so that was right. Data source is equal to data source. And then we're going to do a class equals mat elevation z8. And this is going to be song search results. And now we need to do my columns, which is a ng container mat column definition called position. And then we have a table header, which is a mat header cell, and it's a mat header cell def. I don't even know what that means. We're just going to say that this one is no. And the definition, man, is a different way to define a table, is a cell is the mat cell definition equals let element of my element dot song name. Okay, I love the image that you sent me. That explains what I'm doing wrong, is that I don't have the container set up correctly. So we'll get this fixed here. Thank you. Let me try to get this table real fast, though. Missing definitions for header cannot determine which column should be rendered. And then we need to have this final one, I think, called a table row mat header row. Mat header row definition is a displayed columns. And then a mat row definition equals let row columns displayed columns. Like I have any idea what I'm doing here. Which means that I also need to have over here a displayed columns, which is a string array, which is going to be equal to a, and I have just the song name. Cannot find column with ID song name, so I'm close. Okay, so that worked. Holy crap, that's a weird way to define a table. Okay, well let's just finish this one up and then we'll address the CSS issue. So we need to have another column in here called where's the no coming from? Oh, right here. Wait, but can't I get this thing to read the definition from the displayed columns? Or does it not work like that? The next one is we want to make it an A record to the this. And then this second one is going to be the quantity wagered, which is called quantity wagered. And then quantity wagered. And then in this element, we want it to be the input class of this one. And the one that we wanted for that, which we used already, is mat input so I could put it in here. Like that, and then we need to do they're used for such things as filter and sort. So you're saying that I should do this as, well, yeah, it's matching what I have over here. And then this one now we want to have a mat form field appearance equals outline. And then I want it to do that. With a mat input. Okay. Form field. Sorry about that. Song name and quantity wagered. Song name and quantity wagered. I try it again. We do a search. I'm a little confused. Search result should be element. The binding is wrong. Okay, there we go. We'll do that's working. Okay, that's good. The next one is a input box. And this is going to be a called currency type. And we'll bring this down, and this will be called currency type. Okay, the next one here is called currency type. And this one I have defined as this select. Like that. Which is going to be called element. Like that. And now, do I have anything here for Angular material drop down? Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It says I just do a mat form field and then one of these selects with these options in it. That should be it. We need to add currency type to the string. Which is here. So we did get an input, but it doesn't look right. You forgot to add on here mat native control. How you like a material? It's easy. I'm gonna have a hard time getting the responsive layout though, I think. Good. The last one here is the button. For add to queue, which is here. Oh, the example I had didn't say that. Do I still need this matte native control on it? Okay. Whoops. Okay. Add to queue. This is just going to be say that the cell definition here was going to say nothing. And then in my TD, the only thing I have is this button. Which I'm going to use from this. And then we'll get rid of that TD. This is now element. And add to queue. Good. So now when it loads again, now we have the add the song to queue. Now I'd like it to be primary. And then also, how do I get it to look better? For the currency type, which one? Well, that looks better. He says replace matte raised button with matte stroked button. Yeah. It looks nearly like a link. So we'll also do that here on the request song. And you say that I can add paging really easily to it by looking, I'm assuming, at my table in here. This is put inside of the... Don't understand. I put it inside of the mat. Not sure where I put this. I'm assuming just anywhere in the table or below the table. But this outside the table if you want to. That didn't work. Oh, yes, it did. It's just not working. Like, I want 5 items and it's not showing me 5. What do you mean I need to connect it? Oh, easy. So in the room TS, in my ng-init, this dot data source dot paginator equals this dot paginator. This dot data source dot sort equals this dot sort. And are you telling me to inject these? What do I do with these view child? Okay. Up here? I haven't used these before. Hey there, S. Olfi. Welcome to the channel. How are you doing today? Welcome. If you have any questions what I'm working on, don't hesitate to put them to the chat. In the room component, like a property field. No problem at all. Thank you. Good. And then also the one for the sort. Now fix the data source. How do I fix the data source? Is it because I'm pointing it to songs queued? No. What am I pointing it to? It's songs queued, but there's no paginator on it. song search result. No, where do I put that? Do you regret to go for Angular instead of React? No. New mat table data source of my iSong search result. Keith, React versus Angular, UE4 versus Unity. So now you're saying that where I'm subscribing these in my YouTube, I'm doing a this.dataSource.data is equal to this.song search results. Right, that makes sense. The sort's still not here. They are blue and debate until they are blue in the face, but most of the time they barely understand what they're talking about. Should bind it to sort. This dot sort. Gotcha. And that's it? It's not about comparing, it's about the noob. It's not the noob, it's just experience after many years. Most people I know switch from XXX to React because most of the things that are easier to come in don't require that much wireframe. Put this on the table, Matt. Sort. Did my data source change? What about those? Did my data source change? Did this change? And then the mat sort header. So not that one. And not my currency wagered, but you can do it by selling. And then, yes, this changed to including my ngIf. Like, does song search results in my component, can I scrap that now since it's being contained in this data source? And now it's sortable. Well, it doesn't work. And the pagination still doesn't work. But we're closer. So we'll let this sit for just a little bit. And what I wanted to work on was I had this bit of code here that should fix this. So in my HTML, styles, I guess it's in my index.html. We're going to add in here into my styles.css a body, app root, and app root. Like that. Get rid of the color for that. And then on the body, I want to add in here a app root. So that should be fine. Are you still there, Sandra B? So I'm not quite sure why this thing is still not binding correctly. It won't search, even though it does have the correct header. And it won't paginate. In my room CSS, no. We have side nav, which I can remove. See, the container still is failing. Component source? What do you mean? Okay. In that case, we'll add that back in here. ng on init. Right there. So maybe it's this. And now, no. Try that again. No. Still no. That seems fine. After I retrieve the data, I'm being asked to okay, so first we want to inject something here called private ref, which is a change detector reference. And then we want to do a this.ref.detect changes. No. No problem. Let me get rid of that stuff. I wanted to fix the height because this is still broken. Okay, right click and inspect each element in the DOM. The drawer here. So the drawer is only so big, but the this one. It's being set here. Checking the body. The height is 100%. but it's not. So I need it on the HTML block. So this needs to be 100. Okay, HTML is the full page. Body's the full page. That's the full page. So now the next issue is this. Mat side container. It says it has a height of 100%. I don't understand. Can I turn this off? No. So why is this not stretching? Yeah, I know it is too. I feel it as well, but I'm not sure. Well, it's grabbing side nav full 100% there. Which one? It already says that it's 100%. Display flex. In the drawer container or in this one? It's the position of it. No, it's not. No. No. What would do it? I will find a solution. We will find a solution. So strange. So we have two things that we can't correct here. The first one is the table sort. We can say we want to wager 50 pixels on it. It updated. There it is. With our queued songs down here. This one we need to turn into a table as well. Now it's no longer playing when I start the page. Is it? Oh, now I have some kind of crazy error with it when it's loading. I don't know. Now I'm going to get frustrated. Yeah, so it's those are not working. This data source paginators are not working. Weird. So that's bizarre. So I'm so used to using data tables that these are very different. So, but for me, I gotta go get some food. It's 2:30 right now. So, oops, I don't think that took. Oh, here's the fix. Hold on before we switch here. Let me go back. Here's the fix. And let me take a look and we'll implement this. In my styles.css. This is good. That's good. Stretch. Display will be flex. And flex direction is column. And the last one is the app root div nth child of the second div. We're going to say that's a flex grow of 2. And now in my index.html, So we're going to say this is my div for my title. And then a div here for the next piece. And then a div for the footer. He says no. No, it failed. Why did that fail? Don't add those extra divs. Same issue. Same issue. That sucks. I really don't like ending on not having things working. Oh, it is not a div. That's why. What do you mean? The element type is wrong. Okay. Styles.css. Okay, that looks like that corrected it. Whew. That was stressful. Okay, well we got that one. Oh my god, okay. If only we could get our pageation to work. No, thank you. Oh. It's now no longer allowing me to scroll the page. But it's not letting me scroll the page now, which is actually a major issue. Just need an overflow auto on the container there, on the container. So on this one here, and like magic, we're back and rolling. All right. Well, the app is looking very good now. We still have to make modifications on the styling here. I'm scrolling the menu now. Okay, how do I prevent that then? So, do the overflow on the correct item. Okay. So the overflow is here. It's this one. It's the content. Yeah, we see it at the same time. It's mat, side nav, content, overflow, auto. Gotta love CSS. It's like screaming in a vacuum. No, that didn't work. This is getting real appy. Overflow is set to auto. No, I'm trying to scroll it with my middle mouse button. It's not letting me scroll the content. Do it on the parent. Overflow is hidden. This should be auto. That's it. Mat drawer container. So you said no, I was scrolling the menu when I did this. Okay, so that's bad. Autoflow is overflow. No. Yeah, it's weird, huh? But for now, we could just do this. So everything except for this scrolling is right. So that's a little bit of a bummer that we can't get that to not scroll. Yep. It's just a quick, easy, dirty fix, you know what I mean? So I gotta get some food. Did that not send? Just a second. All right. Well, that was a little painful. We made it look a little nicer, but it's not great. How come it's not? It's like my overlay is no longer connected to my back end. So we'll just have to end it like this. So thanks guys for staying with me. I'll be back a little bit later, either today or in the morning. So until then, have a great rest of your day. See you later, guys. Bye.